Hey everyone, TimaeuSS. Welcome to another NIKKE video. So as promised, this is the second part of the 2 video series for NIKKE's Endgame. Alright, again, for free-to-play players, this is probably months away. Alright, don't worry about it. And for the whales and the spenders, you probably will reach this depending on how much you spend. So I thought I should probably have this video released so people can start planning for it. Again, information is very important, and even if you are half a year away, maybe plan ahead. Okay, so if you didn't catch my previous video about the synchro device going past level 200, please have a read. Especially for free-to-play players, that video will be more relevant than this one because you need to plan ahead to get those 5x level 200s and upgrade your synchro device that way. So anyhow, let's take a look at the overload gear. So how does this work? I showed this very briefly, I think during the second week of release, but I didn't write any guide on it because I didn't think anyone would reach there like this level that quick, because I think honestly that's insane. You have to clear 16-28, but of course with the mega leviathans in my guild, they have done it already last week. So here's the guide, and thank you, special shout out to Kami, the person with the +7 Scarlet core up in the game. Thank you for supporting this game so all of us can play without spending much money. And also, my whale guild is recruiting, so if you're interested, you can contact Keripo on Discord. But anyhow, the point of this video is to go over how do you obtain overload gears. So you have to farm tier 9 gears, and you obtain tier 9 gears through the last component, or part 3, of the interception, right? And that difficulty unlocks after 16-28. So I know people have beaten 16-28 with level 160 units, which means you can probably reach there after you have 5 SR units that have been limit broken maxed, right? Because that's 160. So once you get there and you clear the highest difficulty of interception, and it's got a boss that rotates every single day. So today maybe Chatterbox, tomorrow maybe Modernia, and this is why units like Laplace will be very important for boss fights like Chatterbox. But anyhow, I digress. In the new interception that you beat, you have a chance to obtain tier 9 gear. And it's not just any tier 9 gear, okay? You have to obtain faction specific tier 9 gear. All right, so this is where the RNG comes from. You know, the tier 9 gear you got when you first bought the 999 pack in the shop, that is not faction specific, so it doesn't have the manufactured bonus, as you can see here, right? So that you cannot upgrade to overload. Only those gears with manufactured bonus, then at level 5, so you have to upgrade the gear to level 5, then you'll see this button here called equipment modification at the bottom, right? So after using equipment modification, you'll be able to use the custom module. So this is the crystal that you can get. It also drops from the highest level of interception, and you can also exchange it with guild currency later on. All right, you can change it with guild currency later on. So that's another way of obtaining it. And just to point out, you cannot, so in this image, the Elysion bonus tier 9 is equipped to Scarlet, but Scarlet is Pilgrim, so it doesn't work. You have to equip it to the correct faction. So Elysion tier 9 on the Privity. So after you have the modification, you can see those are the substats you can obtain, and there is a range. All right, there's a range. So you can get elemental advantage, hit rate, max ammo capacity, attack, all of those stuff. So this is the end game gear farming, and I'll just make it bigger for you guys. All right, here, the probability of getting these effects, and you can see those are what you can obtain. All right, and you get 3 substats. So what happens is you get tuning complete. All right, tuning complete, and of course he did not get lucky, and he only got 1 substat, and it's HP recovered from damage taken. So yeah, there's RNG in obtaining substats, and then RNG in obtaining the range of the substats. My god, All right, so this is the end game part. You don't need this to complete the story at the moment, but I guess it's just something for people to do for those that have completed everything. So this is the overload stuff, and then you can further upgrade it to level 5. But yeah, that's the overload gear. And so let's say you got a bad substat, right? There is a way you can reroll the substats. All right, you can reroll the substats. You can lock it with the crystal, and then you can reroll it, and it will change the substats, and you have we'll talk about this later. You'll have different substats. So this is the ultimate, all right, the ultimate end game for Mega Whales. For free-to-play players, probably a half a year away. And yeah, just so that people are aware of this. And I'm sure the spenders are going to get there slowly, but there is the end game, and this is what you'll be farming for RNG wise. Okay, but I think overall the game is still very idle heavy at the moment. This is probably only going to come into play during raids, guild raids, as well as PvP. I don't know if PvP can be standardized when it gets introduced, so we'll see about that. I'll have more information once I hear back, but yeah, this is the end game. Synchro device past level 200 and getting overload gear with substats. All right, so anyhow guys, thanks for tuning in. It's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.